This is a demonstration of how to download MS-DOS on VMware Workstation 7. To start off, you want to click New Virtual Machine. And then this is going to pop up. It says Welcome to New Virtual Machine Wizard. You want to click Custom because you're creating your own virtual machine. And then click Next. And then you want to click on Workstation 6.5 or 7, which is up in the drop down menu, and then click Next. And then in my case, I have a floppy image, so I don't have an ISO image, so I'm going to click I will install an operating system later, and then click Next, and then click when the selected guest operating system, click Other, and then on this drop down menu is MS-DOS. Click MS-DOS, click Next, and then this is where you name your virtual machine, which I'm going to name it MS-DOS Test, and then this is where I want my virtual machine to go. And then click Next, and then this is where you click your number of processors. I only have one processor, and MS-DOS really doesn't need 2 processors, so there's no need in giving it over 1. This is where you give the virtual memory for the virtual machine. It's recommended to do 16 megabytes, so just click Next, and then use network address translation, click Next, and then use the recommended bus logic and click Next, and then create a new virtual disk, click Next, and then IDE is already recommended for your disk type, so click Next, and then here's where you give it your hard drive space. Since MS-DOS is such a small program, you don't want to give it too much, so I usually give it 500 megabytes, which is plenty for it. And then I click Next, and then that's the name of it, specific disk file, and then click Next, and this is the overview of what's happening. Like for your hard disk you have 512 megabytes, your memory you have 16 megabytes, and your network adapter NAT, and then click Finished. And then right here is where you see how you can power it on. You want to go over to your MS-DOS test, and then right click and click Settings down at the very bottom. And in my case, I go to floppy and use floppy image file, and then browse, and you find where your disk images are, which mine are on my desktop, so I'm going to my desktop to find them. And you want to make sure you click disk 1 first, and then click Open, and then make sure you click Connect at Power On, and then click OK, and then you want to go power on this virtual machine. In order to get control of your VMware, you have to click within this black screen here. So when VMware setup starts booting up, you want to click within the black screen. And you want to click inside the black screen right here while VMware starts up. And then Windows DOS is starting to calibrate. It says press any key to continue. Continue setup by pressing any key. And then do you want to initialize disk? Click yes. And then you want to create a partition. So click 1, and then create DOS primary partition. Click 1 again, and then use 0 of 518 cylinders, click yes, and then it is verifying, or a little bit of verifying, and verifying takes a long time, so you don't have to do it, but you can, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to click N for no, and this is where you enter your disk label. So I'm going to put my name in there, and then right here you want to reboot your VMware. Okay, you want to click back inside your VMware. To get out of your VMware, you have to click Control Alt, and now MS-DOS is loading all, or loading up. Okay, when this screen pops up, you want to click Continue with Installation, and then click Enter for accept the license agreement, and then for the name, put CIS 110 or 140, click Enter, 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 next, and then next, and then next again, and next, and now it is doing your disks. So right now it is reading disk 1. So you want to click Control Alt so you can get control of your computer again, and then you can right click on MS-DOS, because remember you already have disk 1 in there, so it's installing disk 1. Then you want to go to floppy, and then browse, and then you want to click all files, and you want to click disk 2. You don't want to click disk 2 until the box comes up on your VMware that says to insert disk 2, or because you can mess it up the installation process. Okay, now it's ready to insert the disk 2. So click OK, or no, click Control Alt, and then right click on Settings, and then go floppy, and then that's still on disk 1, so you want to go to disk 2, so browse, all files, and then disk 2. And click OK, and then click on your VMware black screen, and then click Enter for OK, and it is now doing disk 2. Okay, you want to click Control Alt to get control of your computer again, and when that screen that says OK on it pops up like that, you want to right click on MS-DOS test, click settings, and you want to go floppy, browse, and you want to insert disk 3. So I'll go 3, then click OK, and then click inside your VMware, click enter for OK. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow. So yours might go faster than this, it might not. Okay, now you want to click Control Alt so you can get control of your desktop. Click MS-DOS Test, right click Settings, and then go Floppy, and then Browse, and then go All Files, and click Disk 4. And then click OK, and then click in your VMware, click Enter for OK, and it is doing Disk 4.